The Florida Podcast Network, the voice of Florida.
From Mallory Square in Key West to the Governor's Mansion in Tallahassee and all points beyond, you're listening to the Florida Beer Podcast, powered by FloridaBeerBlog.com, your source for all things related to the craft beer community in the Sunshine State. And now your host, Dave Butler.
Welcome to a special World Cup episode of the Florida Beer Podcast, powered by FloridaBeerBlog.com. This is Dave, your host and author, and it looks like Argentina is moving on, and that's actually pretty important. And I'll tell you why here in a little bit. But first, if you have not followed us on social media, why have you not done so? We are available at Florida Beer Blog on Instagram and Twitter. FL Beer Blog is our Facebook handle. And if you're on the interwebs, obviously you're going to want to go to FloridaBeerPodcast.com, FloridaBeerBlog.com, which I update as often as I am able to, usually a couple times a week. And obviously the Florida Beer Podcast is a very proud member of the Florida Podcast Network, bringing you some amazing audio from around the state of Florida. You can find them at FloridaPodcastNetwork.com. And obviously, if you're somebody who wants to keep in touch, feel free to reach out to us at FloridaBeerBlog@gmail.com. For today's episode, we are heading to Miami again, and we are going to be speaking with our friends in Doral again, the people at Prison Pals. Now, since I spoke with them a few years ago, or maybe just a year ago, I don't know, it's been so long, but they have had some amazing growth. Their beers are really taking a hold in the craft beer community here in South Florida, actually, and beyond. They have opened one tap room in Oakland Park. If you're familiar with the area, it used to be Fat Tap, if I'm correct. And in fact, they share the same outdoor patio area as Chainbridge Distillery, which is another organization I cannot wait to get on the podcast. So they are in Oakland Park now. By the end of this year, hopefully they will have opened up their Doral tap room just a couple blocks down the road from where their production facility is. And that is where, once again, I met their founder, Juan Pipkin. Absolutely amazing guy. I do love talking to him because he is fantastic. And you can definitely see a lot of the excitement that he has in his business and the beer that they are making. Obviously, since I was there last, they have had a considerable amount of expansion on their production floor, bunch of new tanks, getting some stuff sort of rearranged and worked on. In fact, they were making, I do believe, a blonde ale that I helped them mash in with, which is kind of cool. And then we just sort of went into the back room, his office, and we were able to chat about everything that they've been doing, how far they've come, what the future is going to look like for them, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of interesting because they have made a number of changes to really come into the American market and embrace that a little bit more. They are very proudly Argentinian. You definitely hear it in the accent. Very kind of traditional and something that I always enjoy listening to, especially when they're walking around with their cups of mate and the giant Argentinian flag on the wall. But they have had a number of changes. If you'll notice, and I didn't really notice it until we were there, they even changed the name of the brewery and the logo. It used to be the Spanish spelling of prisión, and now it's just straight up English Prison Pals. They also showed me a number of the new cans that they have coming out. They're releasing some new beers, kind of reimagining the labels and artwork for some of their current beers, and it's very crisp and clean and very Florida. I think it is absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for you to see this. I will say that when this episode was recorded, when the interview was recorded, the World Cup had not started yet. And obviously, you would assume that being Argentinian, they are big fans of Argentina. In fact, a few days after this episode was recorded, Juan and some of his people flew to Qatar to go see Argentina probably lose to Saudi Arabia. Don't know how that happened, but that is where we were when we recorded the episode. As for when we are releasing the episode, Argentina has just beaten the Netherlands 4-3 in a penalty shootout. They are going to face last World Cup's runner-up Croatia, so that's going to be kind of an interesting game. Obviously, I cannot see the future, but I wanted to get this episode out there because I wanted you all to hear all the great things that are coming down the pipeline from Doral and Prison Pals. Hopefully, Argentina is going to go all the way. This makes a lot of sense when you listen to the very end of the episode, because we did sort of talk about that, and Juan had some amazing things to say, kind of dovetailing both the Argentinian national team and Prison Pals together. So I'm going to stop talking. I want you to listen to him instead. Thank you so much for joining us. Do hope you appreciate it. Unfortunately, the men's U.S. team wasn't able to go all the way, but I'll go ahead and put my rooting behind Argentina. Hopefully, Leo Messi can get his first World Cup trophy. I'm going to stop talking. Here he is, Juan Pipkin, friend of Florida Beer Blog and Florida Beer Podcast, coming at you. Enjoy. You are a busy man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is good, right?
Yeah, we are trying. First, hello to everybody that is listening now.
Welcome back.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, we are being busy, trying to work hard, trying to expand the business like everybody that put up new business want. Just 1 year and 6 months or right now. So we are very happy. We are developing every time new beers, doing a lot of new experience with hops and new yeast. It's everything new for us. Remember that you are from Argentina. Over there is like you are in the Middle East. Nothing is there. So you had to have the best beer with it's like playing soccer in a dirty and bad field. Instead playing in the Barcelona or now in Qatar with the field, with the grass and all that. So that is the difference between where we are and now where we are now.
But I will say, in between the time that I spoke to you last and now, the name Prison Pals has gotten really, really big. Especially here in Miami-Dade.
Trying to help everybody that asks for our help, and I think that we have a great team with Diego Seti of making the beers, me and Gabriel and Matias working very hard with all what is the management of the company and all that, and then all the guys over there in the back are doing a great job. So you're going to see one damn beer today.
Exactly. You were making one of your signature blonde ales.
Yeah, we are brewing our blonde ale. But I was saying that you're going to see that today we are going to dump 30 barrels of beer because the fermentation is not good, and we don't care. We care about the quality of the beer, and you're going to be how to say this in English, when you are a person that's seeing what is happening.
Yeah.
What is the word?
Eyewitness.
Witness. That's the word. Witness
to something bad.
That is a hazy IPA that we're going to throw. It's a lot of money, but if you want to have the name over there and respect the brand and have always the best product that you can have, that is the way.
You know what? It's funny because I'll take that tangent for a little bit, and I've noticed that some breweries don't do that. Some breweries will take a batch that went bad and maybe fruit it or maybe do something to it and change the name and release it in an effort to not lose out on
how you can do a fruited ABA, but if I have a bad fermentation or something bad, a good beer man is going to feel that. So we having, I think, a good feedback of everybody, and we are making beer for all the people. And if we don't respect the people, who is going to respect? So we are a brand that from the beginning we using the best quality malt, the best quality hops, the best yeast that we can find. We have one of, I think, the largest laboratory here in South Florida without corporation and all that. But we have all the machine that everybody wants to have, all the equipment over there to make all the measuring sulfur, everything. Like, I think that we are doing a great job trying to respect the customer and give the customer the thing that they're going to buy. If, for example, they know that Prison Pulse is really good, and they go and buy a can that is a bad batch, it's going to be disappointing. For example, I have one person from California. I saw that he start like saying, "Oh, in my Instagram, you have you have good rating, but the beer is very bad. Where you bought it?" I started talking with him. Where you bought it? I bought it in this place. Okay, that is the last batch. We go to the laboratory. We test. We have from all the beers 1 cases of each can that we do. Every batch that I go, we have 1 case of each beer. So we grab it, we taste it, we pass to all the laboratory exam, and was all great. The taste was good, everything was good. So I called them. What happened? You put a little in the glass, or you put all together in the glass? No, I put a little. You roll it before? Was smoothie. No. Man, have real fruit inside. The beer is a smoothie where if you are in your home and you make a smoothie, all the fruit is going to be settled if you have in the cooler for 1 day. So he bought another one. He go, hey, you are right. Now it's another beer. And but as soon as we receive any complaint or whatever, we go fast to the laboratory. We have all the batches with the label, everything, and we care about the customers. And for that, we have to have the best beer in the market and the best beer that we can make here. So,
well, I will definitely say from what I've heard, especially from my field producer, Steve, who is madly in love with your beers, you're getting a lot of street cred, and the name is definitely getting out there. As we were saying before, the North Miami Brew Fest was just a few days before we recorded this interview, and you had one of the longest lines. Even when everything around was basically walk up, Prison Pals, had lines that stretched back to the other tents. How has Miami-Dade and South Florida in general been embracing you?
I'm very happy with all the people and thankful. They are liking the beer. I'm having a lot of feedback of them, and I hear the people. If we hear people that, hey, I need that your beer can be a little tricky, or something, I feel that they need more aroma or less aroma. I talk with Diego and I stay here 2 or 3 hours talking about that. And he say, because Diego is the brewmaster, he know how all the spec of the beer, but I'm a regular consumer. I don't know how to make beer, remember? So I'm going to say, this is good, this is bad. I don't like, I like. This is the road, the line that we need to continue. And he say me no and the why. And I think that we are developing every beer better by better, and every batch we are tricky every single recipe to try to go better. The thing that what happened with this beer is a completely new recipe for a hazy IPA. We should. We dump it. That's it. Perhaps we discovered the best beer in the world. And if not, but we're going to try. We need to try. We are craft. So we are trying a lot. We are pushing a lot. The people here is every day, a lot of people is like mouth to mouth and knowing the product. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with, I think that we hire a new video makers. You saw since 2 weeks ago, the completely change of our Instagram. Videos, posting, everything.
I noticed even the logo has changed. It's like the word prison is now not really the Spanish.
Yeah, prison, that we changed like 4 or 5 months ago. But the video guys are making such a wonderful shop. They are doing great, and just that is going to do, I think, a lot much better for us. And I think that today or tomorrow we are releasing a coming soon. And I think on Friday is the first episode. We are doing a little backstage of everything, of what is happening, where we're going. So everybody asking why the name. So the first thing that we are doing is why the name. You're going to see me talking like 1 minute and a half, I think, talking about where we born, where we go, why the name, why we come here, why Miami, why we escaped from Argentina. and why Expression Pass. That is going to be all like a history line, starting with me, then Diego, Gabriel, everybody, and then it's going to be like a little funny show of all what is happening here.
Okay.
You're going to see camera here when we are now in the management office. You're going to see some discussions like real, everything that is real. When the people is going to start seeing how from a little field that they grow the malt, finish in a beer inside a can. So I think that nobody's playing that to a lot of people. They don't know how the beer came. They think that, beer, and that's it. And for having a good beer, you have a lot of process, from selecting the hops that Diego went to Seattle, Joaquin
Really?
Machine, to going on February to Australia and New Zealand to select our Nelson, and all that from having your beer, a 1 pint of beer in front of your body, have a lot of process and a lot of hard work. So,
and I was going to say, it would be so easy just to call it in. It would be so easy just to find stuff online or in a catalog and have it shipped to you. It would be so easy just to
again,
do whatever.
We come from Argentina and everything is different here. After we bought the first buy-in spot, because we don't have any contract with the hops producer, Diego, when he came, he told me, we're going to do big champs with our beer. Why? The hop that I select is like I select a Ferrari between a Ferrari, and there are the two good Ferrari. And he told me a lot of things, and that cost work. 3 days, 5 hours of traveling, stay one night, come back, hour difference. So we want to show all that to the people, that they need to understand what are we doing and trying to do, having the best beer that we can do.
It's kind of amazing. And what's interesting about Prison Pals is that it's almost like two different breweries in one. And you talk about the sort of the image and getting that sort of, I guess, cultural resonance there. Because you've got the core beers, the blonde ales, the lager that you showed me that we'll talk about here in a little bit, and kind of the standards, and you package those in your standard 12-ounce cans. But then as I'm looking on your computer and you've got the Nelson sticker on the back, you've got the smoothie series. You've got the more fun ones. The labels are colorful, almost like characters almost, with the tall boy 16-ounce cans. I guess we'll start with the standard ones first, because it seems to me that's where a lot of the heart and soul is for what Prison Pals was when it first started is, and that's where you are really trying to perfect a lot of things and grow that in the market.
Yeah, it's like we have, like you say, two different breweries inside one. Our core beer are doing really good and trying to compete with the already bought independent breweries that go to the corporation, and they are distributor with a corporation distributor. So for us, having that core are the open doors to the market, and where every people, or the majority of the people, drink. For example, I'm a blonde ale or a lager guy to drink. I go to a restaurant, and if I don't drink wine, I drink a beer. In a pizza, like yesterday, I went to one of my main accounts to eat, and I ordered a hazy IPA because it's our hazy IPA. The one like Nelson or Namaste or Queen are developed for that core market. It's not full of malted strain, don't have nothing, don't have lactose. So it's a easy drinking that you can pair with a pizza or whatever. So that is the market that we are going. Like, people need to know the brand, and the majority of the people go with the core beers. If we start only with the hazy IPA or sour or whatever, perhaps it's a little tough. It's more difficult. We want to go hard with our volume. So with the core beer, we are making volume. We are paying the bills, and with the hazy IPA, another one, is where we are making the money.
Gotcha. And it's interesting because, one of the things that you showed me was the label for the lager, which is something that I guess you're kind of going to try to convert into your flagship.
That is one beer that we want to, like you saw, it's a very clear label.
It's very clean. It's crisp. It's minimalist, but it's also still colorful Miami at the same time.
That is what we try to find. A clear label, all white metallic, palms with a lot of colorful, like afternoon. And obviously in the back have our main phrase, escape your prison, taste freedom. Always remember and say, I'm going to repeat a lot of time. For me, my prison was Argentina. For you, your prison can be your house, can be your office, can be whatever. It's a stressful moment in your life that you want to escape. And where you go, grab some friends, you go to drink a beer. Or you can go run. But a lot of people go to drink a beer. So
yeah, absolutely.
That again is what we're trying to communicate with that label, like freedom.
And with the lager, that is something that you're going to start really pushing to package stores, into bars in the area to really.
We released 1 week ago, and we just sent it to like 10 or 15 new accounts, and they are buying just 2 to 3 half barrel. Why? Because the price. We are not making a lot of profit there, but we are making volume, and that is what we're trying to do.
That's amazing. And also, I mean, also with stores, and I obviously hate to mention the holy grail of Publix and whatnot, but it seems like you're also starting to really sort of dip your toe into those sort of fields, especially with the 12 boxes that I've seen around the office, which I would assume are mock-ups at this point.
Mock-up, yeah. We are trying to, then I'm going to show you the new cans of Blonde Ale, Cielito Lindo, that is our Mexican lager, and the Queen. Queen is our core hazy IPA in 16 ounce. But we do in 12 ounce to see what's happening. We're going to release in a very, very aggressive price. Again, it's our open door to all that. So now that we are just start to establish and try to make a hype, like you told me when you came here, like why you have the big line, what we do, we're trying to all the time develop the new products. And I'm seeing that I think that is a place in the market for 12 ounce, but I think only for our course beer, not to hazy IPA or whatever.
I was going to ask you that question. Just take the lager, for example, just the lager, put it in a 12 ounce can, put it in a 16 ounce can. The same beer in 2 different can sizes. Do those generally have 2 different markets? Is there a core market that would only go for the 12 ounce? And is there a core market that would only go for the 16 ounce?
We do just the test with a 16 ounce amber lager. I think that we sell 10 cases in 1 month.
Yeah.
That is the question.
Yeah.
So the new label with the lager, everything is with 12 ounce. We go all our core beers in 12 ounce, no 16 ounce. Only 16 ounce, we're going to be with hazy IPA, smoothies. Now we are doing, you remember Pete Wiggle Ale?
Yes.
Well, look the label. You are one of the first that you're going to see this label.
I cannot wait to see this. I will not describe any of this, but I will definitely say to check out their social media. Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
America Brown Ale.
That's awesome.
You remember the label from him?
Yes, I do.
Well, this is, and if you see here what they say. Dead for over 20 years, but not forgetting. Repeating inch. Pete get wicked late tonight. The winner of Millie versus Spoot.
That's hysterical. But it's also very clean, and it's interesting because with the core beers, it really is sort of a crisper, cleaner look. Not that the old cans were bad, because they were definitely.
But this we do for all people that want to remember, because they trick the recipe then. We trick a little because, it's a non-compete something.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very similar. And I think that a lot of people, they're going to love it because I think that was the American brown ale of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I think that it's going to take a lot to talk that beer.
Nice. But then we go completely 180 into the smoothie series. And I definitely want to at least start with the artwork because it is very colorful. It is very cartoony. There's a lot of comic characters, a lot of video game characters, close, but obviously not exactly that. With those beers, how is that concept started? Why did you decide to go that route with that, I guess?
In the smoothie, we are only with the fruity toys. We develop like a little toys of fruit. And like
you are right.
With the form of the fruit, but with a funny tweak. In the hazy IPA, we go with all the games, old games, 8-bit for 7.5%, 16 bits like the games, more alcohol, 32 bits for the more alcohol. I like the games a lot. I'm not playing now, but when I was young, I love it. And Diego, he played a lot too. So I think that the girls over there in Argentina that are doing a great job with the marketing and the labels, they want that, and we like continue that line.
Then I guess, how do you make sure that Prison Palace doesn't become the cartoony brewery? How do you make sure that you have those beers, but they are put in their place, and a clean, classic look like the lager or the one that you just showed me?
Again, we have two different markets. People that want to go with the hips and people that want to drink a good, not corporative beer. So that is our two markets. Our blonde, amber lager, Cielito Lindo, and the new premium lager are all clean, funny, and trying to give to you good vibes. That's it. Other markets that want to drink all the time that lagers and all that, they want another thing. They want something funny. They want to see the can. You want to contemplate the can, everything. So for that may happen, we need to work a lot in the label. We have a lot of people that say your labels are not good, are too kid. How to say the word?
Gimmicky?
Like kids.
Kids. Kitty. No, I got you. Okay.
And I have another bunch of people that as soon as they say, they see the can, say, I love your artwork. So,
and it's funny that you mentioned that, because there are, I will readily admit, I had a beer that I've put on floridabeerblog.com, and the label was a kitty cat riding a malt bag, with a rainbow behind it. And the reason I got that 4-pack is because I let my daughter pick out which beer I should take home with me. And that's the one that she went to. And there's a number of other breweries that are, unicorns are a definite, I
don't know. We're trying to do our best, like trying to the labels are fun. And the only thing that we want, the main objective of Prison Pulse, is to try to take you out for the stress moment.
And I think that's what it looks like, because, especially with Nelson, they are cartoony, but it's not really the kiddie cartoony. It's not a modern cartoony. This is the cartoony of the people, of what the people that are drinking your beers right now grew up with.
Yeah, that is the market that we are aligned to go. So we're having a good feedback of that. So I think that we are working good. I don't know, but as soon as someone listen this podcast, please grab your Instagram and say your labels are shit or your labels are awesome. So I appreciate it always.
But the labels are best seen when you go to your new tap room.
Yeah,
you finally open up a tap room, because I know the last time we spoke, we are open
the second one.
The second one is open, or is it opening?
He's running around on the corner. I think that is going to be open in 2-3 weeks.
That's amazing.
We hope to have into the final of the World Cup. So
okay,
so we can over there,
because it's an Argentinian business. Of course, the World Cup is going to be important. Trust me, I went through that with my last World Cup. Yeah. But I will say, and I want to talk about the one that's around the corner here in a little bit, but that makes a lot of sense because the brewery is right here. It's very, very close. Your first, which has been open for several months now, is in Oakland Park, Florida. Very, very close to the behemoth that is Funky Buddha. Why Broward County? Why Oakland Park? Why that location?
That location, because when was the other location, that the old bar over there, I saw that it's a good potential. And after I talked with the owner, and he told me, yeah, you can use all the garden. That's it. That is my place. I think that now is going to be going to see the potential of that bar. From 1 of December to March, it's going to be a big potential over there, because the sun down before, before, so the people can go at 5 and have dark, but if they go, for example, 2 months ago at 5 p.m., you burn it. You're burned.
Yeah,
I think that the guys over there are doing a great job. And I'm happy with that. So we are opening the second location here in, like I told you, 2-3 weeks. And we are just trying to found another 3 locations for trying to achieve our business plan that December 23, having 5 taproom open. So that is our business plan and mission.
That's amazing. And obviously, I would assume that having a tap room would be a bit more profitable than being just a distribution kind of point. Are you going to start looking at making beers that are exclusive to the tap room? No cans, no distro. If you want this beer from Prison Pals, these are the 5 places you need
Obviously,
to go.
There is going to be some beers that, and we are doing right now quadruple that you're going to try now is the tank grade you can, wear it in the label. So, yep.
That is amazing. With the Oakland Park location, because I'm very fascinated by a number of things about it, because Oakland Park is really starting to grow. Your back patio touches Chainbridge Distillery, who I've always wanted to get on the podcast for a very long time. They're great people. And obviously you've got the combination location. Are there any possibilities to start looking at them for some collaborations, maybe grabbing some of their barrels?
Yesterday Diego told me he want to do a collab with them. So yeah, it's time to, when I go, there are good people. So I just go grab a beer with them and talk, and I think that we can do some good shit.
Awesome. At this point, is it still people are coming to Oakland Park for Funky Buddha and then, hey, who's this Prison Pals? Let's take a look. Or are you starting to finally get people to come to the city?
No, they are going people for Prison Pals, but obviously we have a lot of people that come from Funky Buddha. Funky Buddha is a great place to eat, but we have a great chef over there in Oakland Park that we are doing great food over the week. And on Saturday, we are doing a special of Argentinian asado. So on Saturday, that get very busy. And we're going to start with a little brunch now. That is going to be awesome. With the smoothies, eggs, guacamole, everything. It's going to be nice when we open. I think that we're going to open in December to that.
That sounds amazing. Please tell me I can bring my little one to that one of these Saturdays.
You can go.
Okay. And then obviously the one here in Doral with this new tap room, are you trying to keep a Prison Pals image? Doesn't matter which of the Prison Pals tap rooms you go to.
All the tap rooms have the same manual. The inside is going to be the same. Here in New York, Tampa, whatever, all they're going to be the same. So they can change a little if they have a garden or not a garden, but the main thing is all the same.
And with that, are you once again, we'll go back to the 2 breweries in one. Do you have a little bit of the cartoony, smoothie, hazy style, and then a little bit of the classic, clean sort of Miami vision? Or have you decided, one should win over the other when it comes to the vibe and the look and the feel?
All the tap rooms are all black inside with a lot of nice image artists or whatever. In Oakland Park, we are looking at what to do inside, but it's going to have TVs for people to go and see football or soccer or basketball or whatever. And they're going to have a lot of things to try to get the attention of the people. But the vibes inside is always the same.
That's awesome. I guess looking at it in the time that we have spent, since our last episode, has Prison Pals grown to the point where you expected it to, or has it just exceeded even your wildest dreams?
You always try to have the very high, how you say, the
High expectation.
yeah, high expectation. I think that we are coming really, really good in Miami, Broward, and Florida. I think that we need to push a little out of the state. A lot of distro are like, you are new, nobody know you. Okay, but sit on top. We are doing good. In Miami, people are talking. We are doing good. Give me the opportunity. I go personally. I sell the beer. You don't have to pay me. And till you sell the beer, I give all the advantage. Free shipping, everything. To try to position the brand. Because we are new, but as soon as people drink it, for example, in events, the other day in Maryland, one guy tried the beer. I have a double Nelson and a smoothie number 1 in top. And the guy told me, hey, where I can find this beer? And I said, talk with my distro. It's here. Maryland, we are in Maryland, Delaware. We are in 16 states right now. But as soon as the people try the beer, it's going to generate a name. Remember, we only have 1 year and 6 months in the market. So I think that we are very good. We are going to start making a lot of collaboration with a lot of breweries. I'm going to the event. A friend that is in the beer scene is helping me a lot because, again, remember, we come from Argentina. We don't know anybody here. Everything is twice as difficult. But coming back to your question, I think that I always want more. So if cover my expectation, no, that is why all the time I work hard. If we are a super big company like Sierra Nevada or whatever, I want to be the number 1 in the world all the time. All the time a hard worker. I want to try to be, that is the word, the best in what we do. This brewery, we was nobody here, and we start with a budget like 15% of what we invest already here. But you have the best equipment, the best in street food, the best filter, the best canning line. Like, you have everything the best, great laboratory. So we told us with all the partners, if we're going to do it, we go the right way. Nothing of like all German equipment, Italian, American, Canadian, everything, the best of the best that you can find in the brewery market is here. So trying to be all the time, a new machine appear, how much it costs? We can afford it? Yes. But we're going to be down with the cash flow. It's going to better the beer? Buy it. We are like that right now. Every cent that we are earning is putting back again to the brewery to try to have. You see how long you been here? How was the last time that you've been here?
It's been at least a year. I know that. Probably
1 year.
A little bit more, but there's been a lot of growth inside that.
You saw
that since I was here last.
If you saw, you come with was 7 tanks. Now we are 14 tanks, and we triple the production because we bought 4 60 barrels, 3 30 barrels. So trying to grow, doing our best.
That's awesome. So basically, you're making sure that your business is set up for the success that you're definitely working very hard to do.
If we are prepared, if the people want to start buying more beer, here we are. We have the production to make it. If our production is fully enough, like full production, and we need more, I threw away the tank that we have and I bought more bigger. All the brewery is like prepared to everything. We just bought a new chiller. It's going the backwards. So with that, we're going to have ability to cool down more beer. The boiler is ready to make whatever they want. And we can do, if we have full production and we just make a schedule, obviously renting another warehouse to put the malt cans and all that, we can put like 10 months fermentation here, changing the canning line because it's going to be a mess. But if we need to increase production, we can go up to, I think, here, 2,000 barrels per month. If this explode and we are the number 1 and blah, blah, blah. But we have everything ready to make whatever. But now we are good trying to spend the last money that we need to spend in all small equipment that are like accessories for the brewery. Like now it's pinball, new pump that don't have a less picking of oxygen, new lab machine. We bought 2 new equipment for the laboratory for measure, I don't know what, because I don't understand nothing over there, but I know only that was a lot of money, but we start discovering some issues, not problem, but like a little issues in the beer that we just modify in the recipe and we better the beer. That nobody have that machine, but if you have it, you can improve, because that improve is just a little. But if you count a little by little, all the little thing that you need to change to a beer, then you come one step by step, then you run. So yeah, we are trying to do our best and trying to do the best beer that we can. And here we are for access the people.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. I will ask one last question because I know that you're going to be seeing it in person here in a little bit. What's your World Cup prediction?
We are going to Argentina is going to win.
Okay. So
you know why?
To give
we don't have the best team. This year, we don't have the best team. We have the number one that is Messi.
Yeah.
But this year, we have the best human team.
Okay.
And that is more bigger than, for example, in 2014. Messi was with 23 years old. All the best independent, like was
it's a bunch of solo players, not
that
one
word,
team.
Was a solo player. We have like 11 best solo players in the world. I thought that year was, hey, we won everything. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Today, all eat together. Before, it was a group here, and a group here. Don't was a team.
Yeah.
And only one person managed all the team, but not the DT, not the training.
Mm-hmm.
But now is great. I think that we can success this year. I think so.
Just like Prison Bells.
I hope we're doing. We coming at that and trying to do with the best beer, trying to don't do some errors or whatever. Slowly, I think the Prison Pod can be where we can.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Like I said, there was some really, really great cultural stuff. There was some really great soccer or I guess football stuff. Prison Pals is one of my favorite breweries. They have a lot of great beers, both kind of sides of the business, the smoothie IPA sort of side, and then the kind of almost traditional German style side. They do both of them very, very well. I think they've got a great team behind them, and I definitely cannot wait to see more. Coming up over the next couple of episodes, we are going to be traveling not too terribly far away from Doral. It is going to be a 2-part interview with a brewery in Miami that I did not think I would ever be able to chat with, but it seems like I was able to connect with them. Fantastic couple of interviews, a lot of really great stuff that is coming your way. As to who it is, you are going to have to wait. And the best thing that you can do right now is if you're listening to us on the podcasting app of your choice, which you probably are, make sure to like us and subscribe. That way you will find out every single Wednesday when those episodes drop. Also, if your podcasting app has ratings such as Apple Music, please give us a nice juicy 5-star review. It really does help us get the word out and have more people come to find Florida Craft Beer and the Florida Beer Podcast. Our field producer is Steve Picala. Opening announcement is Jeff Brozovich. Executive producer for the Florida Podcast Network and Grand High Poobah is Jemmy Lagonier. This is Dave. I am your host and author. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week. Go Argentina and drink Florida Craft.